Welcome to Somnium Space Guide Tutorials, and today we will learn how to use custom gesture and animation with your avatar. So let's start with that. Here is my Ready Player Me avatar, and I will add some gesture animation on it. It could be anything like triggering audio, triggering particle system, making a piece of himself disappear, making an object appear or move, or trigger any other animation, like expression or colors. So, first thing we need, this is my FBX file I just dropped on the scene. Make sure it's on 000 under model pivot. You can do reset here with this gear. First thing I need is right click on model pivot, create empty, rename. I will just use the same name, and I will drop, make sure it's 000 inside model pivot. I will drop my FBX file here, and I will delete inside the second file in this hierarchy. I will delete the avatar component here. This is important part. Then on the first here, click on it, add component, type animator, and then on my FBX file here, oops, I have to keep it select. On my FBX file here, I can expand it. If you have a view like this, you can use the slider here to put it like this. Personal preference. So I expand my file, click on my root here. The root is the main object of the avatar. And I drag and drop this little body here, and I check this. So this will call to Somnium which avatar I'm using to control. Add component, avatar config, and I can set up my lips tracking, morph, avatar, mouth open, sim good, oops, mouth, or Visime A is good too. This is good. Oh, I have a little problem with my file. Let's go correct this. Oops, wrong button. RPM the never on the FX file. Go down. Oh, by the way, you have to on the FBX file here, make sure read write is enabled. And normal blend shape normal, no. This will correct some problem when we talk that affect all the body. Then on rig, make sure it's humanoid. Apply. If you don't see the button configure, just change and return here. Oh, or just click here, click there. Yeah, it's there. Configure. Make sure everything is fine. You can do enforce T-pose here. If there's a red thing, things seem fine. Don't. This correct most of the problem. Expand the scene, expand model pivot, expand this again. Good. Camera position. 1.65 is a good average. Oh, can be higher. Good. For the Z position, sometimes 0.05, I'm not sure, around this. Good. Now we are ready to start. So, how is it working? The reason why I create game object to contain my avatar is because I will have two animator, like this one. The first one is used by Somnium. In the second object, the animator is used by us to create custom animation. So On my folder, Ready Player Me here, right click, create, Animator Controller. And a simple name is fine. Click on the second object of your hierarchy. Drag and drop this here. Animator Controller. Now I can open it to see what's inside. Animator Controller is very simple. You have layers and parameters. Each layers you can think it about like if it's a list of the animation you want to play in a circle or a more complex hierarchy. But in one layer you can only have one animation at a time. So if you want to animate two objects on your body, for example colors, particle system, and maybe a third like audio, all independently, you will need 3 layers. It's like simultaneous animation. Base layer, I usually create an empty and I don't touch it anymore. It's just, yeah, it's hard to explain. I'm not 100% sure of this. Let's press plus and call it particles. This one will animate particles with a gesture. Click the gear here, wait to 1, very important, or the animation will be hidden. New layer with audio. In fact, I think we will use gestures. Sorry about that. So normally with gesture we do right hand gestures, left hand gestures, and then sometime I have a okay, let's explain. Since you can only have one gesture at a time on one hand, for example rock and roll sign or rock sign or scissor or thumbs up, it's one layer by hand. And if you want an animation always running, for example I don't know, let's say particle color, this one will be an animation that always run independent of gestures. Good. Make sure all the layer weight is 1. Then go on parameters, plus int gesture R, int gesture L. Nice. Those parameters have to be exactly written like this. Somnium space is triggering those parameters, changing the number from 0 to 7. So when you do a gesture, it changes a number, and with those numbers you can trigger animations. Good. So let's return on gesture, right hand gesture. I will create an empty state like this. This one do nothing. So when the animation starts, you go there and wait. Then okay, now we will create an animation. So back on your folder, right click, create animation. Let's say particles enable. I will add a particle system, let's say on his hand, since most of player wants particle system to be on his body. So I can search for hand, left hand, and press X. So this is the bone of my left hand. I can right click on it. I will add an empty object. Then I can move the particle system. Particles. make sure it's select, add component, particle system. By default it looks like this, nothing very interesting. Let's see if there is a default particle. Default particle. Okay, so I went down, renderer, material, I click on the circle here. Normally by default you have default particle, but you can search for it. Full particle system, yes, it's quite the same. Nice. Oh, make sure you put something in trail renderer, even if it's not used, because Somnium space will count this as two different material. So make sure you use the same material. So default particle, exactly the same. So now it will be count as one material. We cannot use trail with particle system, it's not allowed. But this prevent to count as two material. Then let's play with those particles. Make just it a little smaller. Yeah, we will trigger this thing, emission, for enabling, disabling in a natural way the particles. So start size 0.1. Let's start with that. And the emission area is too big. Let's do sphere 0.1. And the speed is too high. Start speed 1.1. Start color. Let's go with something like this. Good. So what we will do is enabling and changing color the particles. So you will understand that you can do those things. Good. Let's return on our folder. Ready Player Me, particle enable, and maybe particle color. Good. Oh, first of all, let's go check the gesture we can use. 1 second. Good. We use the same gesture as VR chat. So let's look at this. 0 neutral. I don't think it's used. 1 fist, 2 hand open, 3 finger point, 4 victory. Victory is like peace, rock and roll. Handgun is like thumbs up and pointing. I think there's one that's not working. Hand open. I'm not sure we detect this one. So let's focus on 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Animation controller. Create. Yeah. Left hand gesture will trigger on and off. Oops, I forgot the empty state. So the animation is somewhere when we do nothing. Particle enable. Make transition. Particle system enable. I click on the arrow. Conditions. Plus. Gesture L. Equal 1. This is the fist, if I remember correctly. Yes. For the configuration of the transition, we can put exit time 1, duration 0. This is just to prevent, we don't do transition. We don't blend transition between animation state. This prevents our animation to not be shown. But if you want to blend a transition between animation, you can play with this. So everything is configured. So now I can particle enable. I will go on the animation. I click on my avatar. I click on my click particle enable. I cannot do anything since it's gray. So I have to click on my avatar. Now I click on an object that's parent to the particle system. Parent to the Animator Controller. This one is there. You see? Okay. If I take the root, it disappears. Okay, if I go inside it, I can edit it too. So we want it to be enabled and disabled. Finally, let's go on the particle system. Yeah, this is better. And since the particle system is part of this animation, I can add properties. Good. Let's press on record. Let's check emission. Now, by default, it will be off. You see? I don't need transition, so as fast as I can, I will change the state. 1 frame. First number is number of seconds. Second number is the number of frame. I know it's not very natural to read. So when you see 110, it's not 1 and 10 milliseconds, it's 1 and 10 frame. And the base is 60. So you see just before true, it's 50, 55, 60. Because it's on the 60 frame base. Good. So next frame, frame 1, I click emission. So the animation will be off, on, very fast. Good. Animator. So when this transition appear, gesture L equal 1, we go there. Should we maybe, let me think. I think we should go, no, never mind, this is fine. So we will create a condition to quit this state and go on exit. Exit will just return to new state somehow. Good. Click on the arrow, plus, transition duration 0, exit time 1, gesture L, not equal 1. So when it's equal 1, we go inside the animation. When it's not equal 1, we quit it. So it will disable the animation. The new state animation here that does nothing is like the reference, if we can say. Then you kind of understand there's nothing happening here. So the reference, the idle state, is doing nothing. Good. Let's try this now. I can press play. I go on scene. Oh, my particle system. Sorry, I forget to disable emission by default. Now I can press play. Scene. By default it's disabled. If I go on parameters and I simulate gesture L going to 1, it enables it. Simulate gesture L going to 0, it disables it. Now we can do the same for the color. So, particle, color. I click on my particle system here. Sorry, when you click on the animation, it's not variable. Click on the particle system. Yeah, you have to use this drop-down menu. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. You won't be able to edit in real time your animation if it's not inside your animation controller yet. So, particle color. I just drag and drop here. Make transition, click on the arrow, drop down, 1, oops, 0, for now it's good. And gesture, no, you know what, we will do gesture R for this one. So we can do the both at the same time. Right hand gesture. Particle color. Make transition. Gesture R equal 3. And 3 is finger point. It could be 1 too for the other hand. Let's do 1. Good. Exit condition. 1, 0. Gesture R not equal 1. 1, 0. Now we can click on the particle system and change the color. Okay, so animation window, particle system select, change the animation that we edit in real time, particle color, record. Now we can choose the default color, it will be blue. Can drop down here to see, and we may want a transition on this one. So let's say half a second, 30 frame. Want to change to red, or this, yeah, red. Good. So you see, let's visualize it. Good, it's working. Don't forget to disable animation. Oh my god, I was recording. So let's delete this thing. Animation is complete. Animation, particle color. I could also not put transition. So I move this here to frame 1. Yeah. Maybe it's better for me now. So if I go test, Control S for saving, scene, simulation, gesture L, enable the article, gesture R, change the color. So this is it for our particle system. I won't go further. Now let's add audio. Create, animation, audio, create. Oh no, sorry. So click on your avatar, can be the root, it's fine. Audio source. You need another audio clip. Oh, by the way, yeah, let's delete this. I'm sorry. Select the avatar. Important. Your audio source or any object that is animate should be either way on the object that they have the animator controller or under it. So let's create an empty object. Under it, create empty. Audio source. Now I can move it because it's on his own game object. Oops. Yeah. So let's select an audio clip. I don't know what this is, but let's choose it. Good. I don't wait. Play on awake. I think we just need to disable and enable it since we have play on awake and it's not loop. Let's try this. Okay. So if I disable the audio source and re-enable it, it play the sound. That's all we need. because play on awake is enabled, and if I check loop, it will repeat. That's not what I want. So by default, I want it to be disabled. This way we won't have the audio play once. Audio. Okay, I have to put my audio in, let's say, gesture R. Audio animation, transition, transition. Again, since it's Boolean, so like if it's a Boolean transition, you should always put 1 and 0. For example, enabling and disabling something, it should always be instantaneous, no transition, because you can end up with with an audio enabling state that is 90% enabled. If it's 90% enabled, it's as good as saying disabled. Yeah. So if it's a change of color, you could have a transition because you can transit between that color and another. Anyway, gesture R, gesture R equal 3. Same again, gesture R. Oh, I changed the wrong one. No, it's fine. Sorry. Gesture R not equal 3. 1, 0. Good. Now, let's make this animation. Click on the audio, drop down here, audio. So, record. So, default state will be off. Okay, this animation is special. I will go on first frame, enable. Yeah. Let's keep it like this for now. If there is problem with your audio source playing or not playing, please call me on Discord, in Somnium space Discord. I know sometimes there is problems, I just don't remember by heart, because this component is tricky. Good. Quit the edit mode. Make sure the audio source is by default it should be disabled. Let's try this. No sound playing, that's good. Parameters are 3. It worked. 0. 3. It worked. Good. Little change we can do to make it more responsive. Click on every animation. Sorry. Click on every exit state. Drop down here. It interruption source. Next state. This will make it possible to quit an animation sooner than the time is designed to play. Each quit. Next state. Same here. Next state. This should be faster to switch between animation now. Oh, so that this one is 3. There's a little delay. Let's look if it's our problem. Oh yeah, I see. Those want to have interruption source next state. I think it's because the default state lasts 1 second by default. State and animation is quite the same thing, by the way. Next state. it's sad to say, but if you have problems, sometimes you need just to try and fail every possible combination. You can ask me, I know a lot, but there's still some stuff that is blurry for me. I think there's something wrong here. I have exit time. Uncheck this. Everywhere. Has exit time prevent the animation for quitting sooner than it end. Yeah, like I said, it's try and fail. Let's try again. Now it's fast. That's what you want. Good. So, let's go with general animation now. Animation. We won't connect it here because we learned everything we need with Animator Controller. So let's just drop it here for editing in real time. Good. Now I can go in animation, general. So let's look what we can do with one animation. I can click on my body, record. So I can change every viseme of the avatar. Ctrl C. I can enable and disable avatar. And can use any material and change a color with animation. Change metallic, change smoothness, enable, maybe not enabling, but there's a lot of things I can do. Not everything will work, but most of it. Then I can also select a part of the avatar and move it. Oh, the origin is there. Oh, this one is on a bone, so I cannot move it. I could move a bone. Let's say a bone that is not used. Let's hope there's one. Armature, Control, no, Alt, Unwrap. Let's say I will move the particle system. Yeah, this one I know I can move it. You see? You can also scale things. So basically, if you understand, once you are inside the recording of the right animation, you can change pretty much anything in any component that we are allowed to use. And now this avatar is, I can delete that, I can delete this. This avatar is ready to be used. So it's pretty much the end for this tutorial. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy it, and remember, if you have questions, try to ask me on Discord. Or you can also use Somnium Space Guide and put a comment on any page. Thank you very much.